If that camera store had a burglar-resistant material like this, its owner may not have been a victim of a burglary, or, as it's called, a rip-off. What would happen if a customer came into your store asking for a product and you told him you didn't have it? What percentage of your business could you recover if you had to close for 30 days as a result of a burglary-caused fire? The questions are rhetorical, of course, but they point out the fact that you may not survive the effects of a burglary. Burglary is the #1 major crime problem. It affects everyone. What can you do to protect yourself? Well, first of all, admit that a burglary can happen to you. Know what your risks are and what you can afford in the way of security, and learn how to protect your property. Because each business is different, we can, in this film, only provide you with guidelines to security. For optimum security for your business, consult your local law enforcement agency or a reputable security systems consultant. There are 4 basic guidelines that apply to all forms of burglary security. First, there's deterrence. Only the most determined professional will attempt to burglarize an establishment that looks highly secure. It just isn't worth the risk. The burglar will usually go somewhere else. So how do you achieve deterrence? Good lighting is essential. Many commercial burglaries are committed against buildings that have either no outside lights or inadequate lighting. Night lights inside the building should make the interior clearly visible so passing patrols can see inside. Decorative grills or bars not only provide good protection, but they also give visible evidence that the owner has considered business security. If your business has plate glass windows, install a sliding or folding gate with anchoring rails on the top and bottom. This prevents a hit-and-run burglary, as well as preventing the burglar from pulling up the gate at the bottom and sliding under. Steel screens and metal frames give excellent and visible protection. These screens are virtually impervious to all types of entry or malicious damage, and can be wired to sound an alarm upon an attack. So advertise your security. Make it visible. Let the burglar know he's in for trouble. Denying the thief an easy entrance is also an excellent form of security, because no thief likes to take a lot of time or make a lot of noise. Aside from doors with poor locks, the quickest way in is through glass. But there's glass and glass. There are many different types of burglar-resistant glass in the market, and they all deny the burglar a quick and easy means of entry or exit. The next most obvious method of entry is through a lock. The majority of stores and shops have glass doors. These doors should be secured with good deadbolt locks. However, some deadbolts can be circumvented. In narrow-style aluminum and glass doors, for instance, the frame may be pried, jimmied, or forced apart if the bolt's not long enough. maximum security bolts with a bolt throw of 1 inch or more and a cylinder guard and armored strike protect against most types of forcible entry. For even greater security, double doors should be secured by at least a 3-point deadlock with bolts in both the threshold and the header and the main bolt bridging both doors. A ceramic insert like this in the deadbolt prevents hacksawing. Most professional locksmiths can install this security hardware. For those of you who are concerned with wooden doors, one of the least expensive security devices is a 2x4 wooden bar. However, for optimum security for the rear door of your business, consider using a key-controlled barrier bar. Many people still rely on the padlock. But again, there are padlocks and padlocks. This one, for instance, resists hacksawing, jimmying, and picking. Let me show you. Some locks provide a little security. There are many good padlocks available. Ask the advice of your law enforcement agency or a reputable security consultant or locksmith on which is best for your store. But the padlock is only as good as the hasp. The hasp should have no access to the bolts holding it, and it should be case hardened. But any lock is only as good as the opening it secures. Doors, for example, should be pinned so that the door cannot be opened if the hinges are jimmied, whether the thief is trying to get in or go out. Exterior wooden doors or wall panels should be protected on the inside by sheet steel. Otherwise, a burglar might come right through. Even with steel-lined doors, steel bars should be placed across the interior to prevent breaking in the entire door. Use a high-quality, case-hardened padlock to secure the bar to the door. There are many new electric locks on the market that resist entry. This one works on a push-button combination. In fact, if an attempt is made to compromise a lock like this, they transmit a pulsed audio signal or a silent alarm. We know, of course, that it's almost impossible to prevent a determined professional burglar from entering, but not all thieves are professionals, and good security can deny them entry. But optimum security requires a combination of methods so that burglars who do manage to enter find themselves faced with still another problem: detection. A reliable detection and alarm system can effectively limit the time a thief has to carry off your merchandise, provided the system is designed to alert enforcement agencies. The thief must know that when he enters your place of business, he's on a clock. Alarm systems like this photoelectric beam can be rigged to trigger either a silent alarm at a station or an audible alarm on the premises. Like most good systems, it's designed to prevent false alarms. A piece of paper blown by the wind won't trigger the system. But some of the newest devices, such as this ultrasonic system, can detect the movement of most skilled burglars. An ultrasonic device operates by sending out sound waves at a frequency too high for the human ear. The sound waves can blanket the entire room, or the system can be used in a smaller trap area. Fast or average movement anywhere in the area creates an imbalance of the electronic field and trips the alarm. Pressure-sensitive devices are triggered by changes in weight. Metal foil is a time-honored method for protecting areas that can be broken or opened. Breaking the foil disrupts the circuit and triggers the alarm. Pressure switches or magnetic devices, which can be hidden or visible, can be attached to doors, windows, or other areas of ingress. These or other systems, such as this acoustic or this laser-type beam system, can be tied to a central station.
Look at 9713. California, 14250, Bellflower Avenue. This is Morse alarm number 7. I have a 459 silent men on the way.
The purpose of any detection system is to limit the time a thief has to operate before the arrival of the police. There are ways you can aid the police to cut down this time. For example, some cities use helicopters in their police work. Street numbers painted on your rooftop greatly aid apprehension. You can also limit the amount of your loss by various delaying tactics. The most effective is to create a separate barrier around the most valuable merchandise. The best barrier is a good money chest, but you should know that there are many types and classes of chests and safes. Safes with oblong doors are record safes designed strictly for fire protection, offering little resistance to a burglar. Most safes designed for burglary protection have round doors and are rated by insurance underwriters in varying grades. These grades depend upon the time it would take a man to force them using the very best equipment. Some safes are so old or of such poor quality they have no rating at all and consequently should not be used. If you use a safe for money, make sure it's rated ER or higher. Your law enforcement agency or insurance man can explain how safes are rated and suggest the proper one for you. Be sure the safe is made immobile. Never leave the wheels on a safe for obvious reasons. You can also limit the thief's operating time by placing your safe in a highly visible area. If you must keep valuables in a fire safe, place your money chest inside. Another effective method is to hide your real safe. While displaying a second one. If a safe is not practical, the primary barrier can be an unbreakable display case. There are other ways you can delay the burglar. For instance, special locks can be used to secure valuable office equipment. If you own a clothing store, alternate the hangers on your racks and fasten the racks to the floor. Jewelry store, spread your risk by decentralizing valuable merchandise. You can also delay the thief by making it just as difficult to get out as it is to get in. This would give a hiding burglar real trouble, especially if you have limited his time by a detection system. Coming in through the ceiling is a favorite means of bypassing alarms at openings. So you should check to see if this is possible in your store. The new space-protecting alarm systems are ideal for detecting this type of entry. And if they do get in, make them bring their own carrying cases, which they are not likely to do. An important point to consider is the effect that optimum burglary protection will have on your insurance. Some companies won't insure you if you have no protection. Others will give favorable rates with good protection. By developing your burglary protection around these 4 Ds, you can significantly reduce your chances of losing your money, your product, and possibly your business. Make no mistake, every business is a candidate for burglary. Play safe. Have a security inspection made. And for the protection of your family at home, see the film Invitations to Burglary, starring Raymond Burr, which details the principles of residential burglary protection. Remember, when you go about securing your place of business against a ripoff, check the 4 steps. Deter, deny, detect, and delay.
Hello, folks. This is Jimmy. I'd like to put in a word of thanks for all the fine people who went to all the work to put this museum together. You know, I think some of the things in this museum just might be as old as I am. You know, I'm a retired general from the Air Force Reserve, and well, I know a little bit about security. Well, I'm a resident of California, so I'd also like to put in a word of thanks to you fine folks for making it a safe place to live.
That's right, Jimmy. Let's eavesdrop on these old-timers talking about the first ultrasonic device.
Oh, there you are again. Is this the one that was sitting on your chair?
Yeah.
Well, oh, I didn't open it up. I didn't know there was stuff inside of it.
Yeah. It's all solid brass and copper.
Is this the one that you cleaned all the pieces?
Yeah.
You took this thing apart and put it back together?
Every single wheel.
Wow. You're a lot more mechanical than I thought.
National War Museum. This I recognize as what's called a Reichel detector. It's the first automatic fire detector ever approved by the insurance industry. This, in conjunction with a 1.5 volt dry cell battery, would operate a center set meter. The amount of current going through that would determine the looks fine. This is a thermopile that, when heated, generates current, and the circuit would go high in current, which would be an alarm. Open fire, the battery would go off, would be a thermostat. This is the very first heat detector ever invented, and there's probably still many of these in service today.
1920?
Yeah, possibly even before.
Inside you have a bell mounted on a
has the door, and if the door is open, the bell goes off, all wound by hand. No wires, no batteries, no nothing. Probably one of the earliest kind of residential bird alarm systems ever developed.
So they did that before they put the cowbell on the door.
Because they walk in the house, they're going to go through the door, and this is what they would set off, and it would ring.
And it cost $1?
Dollar, is that what it is?
Yeah, price $1.
Price $1. That's not bad. $1 alarm system.
$1. No tax.